Welcome back, everybody, to the Board YouTube channel for today's pick and roll live stream for February 6th, Thursday for the slate. Oh, my goodness. I'm already having microphone issues again. This is not good, but hey, it's trade deadline day. We got a lot of excitement going on around the league. Oh, my goodness, what is happening here? A lot of excitement going on around the league, and we shall see today what does go down. But there's also plenty of NBA games that need discussing. We'll be talking about those NBA games. There's 6 of which on the slate. We'll be going through the free picks from my co-host PipsNBA as well. And then near the end of the show, we'll recap some of the picks some of the trades that happened yesterday. Some big ones. Jimmy Butler is a Golden State Warrior. Brandon Ingram is a Toronto Raptor. And Mark Williams is a Los Angeles Lakers. So plenty of stuff to discuss. Get us started by hitting that like button on today's stream. Also, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more content like this. We'll start our show as we normally do, recapping the previous show's picks. There was 3 picks yesterday, and it was a winning day, 2-1 overall. Unfortunately, we are hoping we didn't get the old Paul George from earlier on in the season, but we kind of did. He struggled in this one. We needed 23 point plus assists. He ends with 11, but we get an easy winner on Mark Williams in his final game for the Charlotte Hornets. I actually don't know if he came out early because of a trade happening, but I think he only had 6 at half. He finishes with 6 points. We had the under 18.5. Cade under 10.5 assists, cashes with 9. Thankfully, Garland hits a half-court buzzer beater to make sure this one doesn't go to overtime, and we do get the winner. But let's get things started with the slate today. We have the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Boston Celtics, a rematch of the NBA Finals last season, but different teams for sure. 10-point spread here. Pips, we go to you for the first time. Anything on this game?
Yeah, I think AD could be playing. Like, is he questionable?
I would imagine, yes.
Yeah. So why is this spread 10.5?
I don't know. Got to get used to playing with guys, I guess. Let's see, he's
I mean,
he's questionable. Yeah.
if AD is playing, like, this shouldn't be 10.5. They can compete with like AD. Kyrie is team is a good team. Like, everyone that complained about the trade complained because of the future and what they give back. But the AD Kyrie team and good defense of Dallas should be able to compete with Boston. So I don't know. This looks, maybe they expect him to be out, but I don't see it. Like, why would he be out? Uh,
Yeah. Um,
it's been like a couple of days now since the trade, and I expect him to play. So
so with that 10-point spread, is there anything you would consider betting wise for this one? I mean, you'd think Dallas have a better chance than it's laid out here. Do you have anything betting wise for this one?
uh, Derek White now is maybe I do like Derek White over points. With possibility of Drew Holiday being out. Just a second. I need to. I remember the last game against Dallas. He scored 23 points. They were kind of ignoring him a lot. Like, he was getting the best coverage out there. Coming from a great game against the. Uh, yeah, sorry guys. I'm working on the spot for this one. It's not widely available at 14.5, so we can move. Yeah.
All right. You would have liked over 14.5 for Derek White
Yeah. Yeah.
on points. Yeah. What price do you need to play something like that? Let's see.
Minus 120, minus 125. But I'm seeing that it's mostly like mostly heavy juice in 15.5, so it's not enough for official play. But if you guys can get 14.5 minus 120, I'm
Uh,
advising.
I think this is in enough spots to make this official here. Mine, like I see it in a couple spots, one of which is pretty widely available, one of which is semi available. I think this is okay to take here. Um, yeah, minus 120 over 14.5. This is good to take.
Okay, then, like, I'm like, sure.
I think we're in more than a fair enough spot for this one here today. So Derek White over 14.5 against the Mavericks tonight.
Okay, like if you say so, I believe.
Yeah.
So looking at this, when he gets 30 plus minutes, which is almost like guaranteed tonight, he's over this line in 73% of the games, and now he's playing team that allows the most, like a seventh most spot up threes, while he scores 38% of his points there. But the most important part is the game they played already this season, when he shot 16 field goal attempts, 10 threes, ended up on 23 points. Porzingis was playing, Tatum was playing, Jalen Brown was playing, so he got insane usage. 16 field goal attempts with 6 free throws. That's actually one of the, we'll say, probably season high season usage, 22% usage.
I think we may have briefly lost Pips from headphones. Your microphone's not. We can't hear you, Pips. We'll get this fixed. Yeah, a couple spots have this one available. So again, whatever's in your region, make sure you shop around to get the best possible price in your region. You just gotta be smart. I'm reading Steven's commentary. You just gotta be smart about how you're doing. Look, if you just walk in, here's the thing: if you just walk in to the sports book, place a wager, off market number, and leave, you'll get profiled over time. But you do a little bit of extra work,
I don't know.
it's harder to find.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
I don't know.
Pips.
Like my headphones died, and I don't know why the microphone was shut down. Like makes no sense, honestly.
All good. We got you
So
back.
on the bet wise, just wanted to say, like, I
You're
usually
we
pick,
need your screen shared again.
okay, yeah, sure, sorry. So it the most biggest part of my handicap is always how they defended him earlier this season. If he's not like a superstar, he'll get probably the same coverage. And he had 22% usage in that game, 6 free throws, 16 field goal attempts, 14 and a half line. That's just crazy. So when we look at the earlier this season, when he gets throughout the entire season, when he gets I'll like if he had 22% usage against them, I will do like 5 less or like 6 less. When he has like 16% usage or higher, he's over this line 22 out of 28 games, averaging 18.6 on the season. So this usage should be like more than enough to cover this.
All right, so that is our first official play of the day. We can move to the next game in just a moment here. We'll stop for a word from our presenting sponsor here. Once again, the FanDuel Sportsbook, who has made this show possible for you guys this season. And FanDuel is a fantastic book to have in your arsenal as well. We always talk about line shopping, but one of those books you need to be shopping is FanDuel. With the NBA season heating up and so many great games. I mean, Dallas and Lakers later on in the month, and FanDuel already has odds posted for that. We also have Spurs and the Kings, I think, early next month, already lines posted for that one as well. Like, so much great action. And to make these NBA moments even more rewarding, we can use FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. An easy-to-use sportsbook with so many different markets available. Markets posted quickly with fair pricing, fair limits, and speedy withdrawals if you find those winners. And right now, to sweeten the deal, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Yes, $200. So next time you get a hunch on who is going to win or how many points a player will score, bet on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life. Just visit FanDuel.com/board. Make every NBA moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Next game up, we see Pips in the Rockets jersey. We got the Rockets 1.5-point favorites on the road at Minnesota. Is the Rockets jersey for a reason, Pips?
Yeah, we are going to bet the guy with the last name on my jersey. It's Shengun
Shangoon.
over 19.5 points. Yeah, maybe 20 plus is better. I don't know. Can you check the 20 plus
Yes.
when we have these
20
kind of
plus.
lines?
20 plus is the same.
Yeah. Okay, we are getting this. Don't know if there are any prices better.
I'm going to double check.
It's the best price in the market. Like you can get like 18.5 in some spots. So maybe I'll check that out. But minus 130 at 18.5 minus 130, I would say is better than minus 115 on 20 plus. But it's really close. So slightly better. 18.5, but yeah.
Yep. Shangoon over. So 20 plus, if you find that, or over 19.5 is fine. Minus 115, best in market at FanDuel, or 18.5 up to minus 130 if you can get it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
we'll track it minus 115 at 19.5 here.
Just putting the reason for this play. 2 games against the Wolves this season, he scored 22 and 38, season high 38. In those 2 games, he attempted 23 and 25 field goal attempts, which will be season high and third highest of the season. So insane usage, insane field goal attempts. So back to this. When he gets, just a second, when he gets 15 plus field goal attempts in a game, combined with 30 plus minutes, he's over this line in 17 out of 21 games, averaging 23.6 points. So I do believe like Gobert is not a difficult matchup for Shengun. He was cooking him like 30 points over the 2 games. Is really good. First game he kind of struggled with to start terrible first half. Then he scored like 20 points in the second half. The second game was cooking him from the first second of the game till the last one. Shot 16 from 25 against Gobert, which is kind of incredible. But they did like single coverage Gobert most of the time, and he did cook. Last time returned against the Nets, first game back after the being out with injury, played 35 minutes, scored 24 points, 18 field goal attempts. Yeah, I mean, we need him. We now lost back-to-back games against the Nets,
That's
and I think we first time in this season we lost 4 games in a row. So it's time for Alpi to step up. I mean, we do lose games with Tarison was out, Fred VanVleet was out, Alperen Şengün was out in some game. Like, yeah, we are really short on our guy on our more important players. But yeah, I think Şengün should step up tonight, and he always does against Gobert. So with guys being out, he needs to have a massive usage. And yeah, cooking Gobert is something he can obviously do.
What do you rate their chances of winning tonight in a decently tough game away from home?
Don't I don't know. It's a 50-50 game, honestly. Like they also miss some guys, Dante DiVincenzo out, Randall out. So they are also short-handed. I hate when we play without Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet was awful shooting in the first like month and a half of the season, but he organized our offense. Like he is the guy. He is the guy where the ball is safe. And now when he's out, we commit so many stupid turnovers that it's blowing my mind. And like trusting Jalen Green to be your lead guy with the ball is Yeah, yeah, not great, but Amen Thompson is playing well lately, but both are not his matchup. So it's down to Shengun. If Shengun has masterful game, we have a chance. If not, we are cooked. So that's why I'm betting on him.
Next game up, we've got the Orlando Magic away at the Denver Nuggets. Orlando really, really struggling lately. They were still winning games without Banchero. Banchero's come back and they've been dealing with injuries. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games. Denver, they've won their last 4 games. They've been playing pretty well as of late. 4 seed in the West and 7.5-point favorites at home. We know about the home court advantage. Do you have anything in this game?
Yeah, I don't have anything. I just say that Banchero is not contributing to winning at all.
Mhm.
As I said, I think it was like 2 weeks ago when he returned, like couple of games after he returned, that I shared those on-off numbers
Yeah.
for Franz and Wagner. It even the spread is now even higher between two of them, and I think the results are showing. Also, Banquero is like can he is shooting like 37% from the field over the last like 10 games. He is terrible. On also said his numbers will go down. He's had like 2 crazy games against the terrible Pacers, and if we exclude that game against the Pacers, where he scored 50 points, he's shooting below 50% true shooting. That's the worst in the league by far. In the league, like worst in the league. Even
Yeah.
with that game, he's shooting exactly 50% true shooting.
Wow. That's really
That
that's really
that's
bad.
that's by like no one is even close to being this poor in the entire league. And that's coming from a guy who is like 6'10" and 250 pounds.
Yeah.
How can you be so like terrible scoring inside?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So yeah, maybe some injury stuff. Maybe he figured it out, but so far it looks awful, and they are better with him on the floor. Numbers are confirming that back-to-back seasons. But nothing on the game. Just saying like
Yeah.
my stuff, my propaganda, which is that Banker is not good.
Always gotta pump the propaganda for sure. People like it when a player who is generally accepted in NBA media as a good player. They like it when
I mean,
you have differing
people will like
opinions.
like when I talk shit about uh Hero, when I talk shit about Jalen Green, when I talk shit about DeJounte Murray. I don't know if they will like Pankero. I think he's not hated at all. I think he's like pretty well. He has a good reputation with everyone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that will probably go away soon enough when he
Interesting.
continues playing this sport. Like last couple of games, I've had him on assists, so I didn't care about much his shooting. But he had a games like 4 out of 19, 7 out of 21, 1 from 14, 4 from 16. Like, and that all happened over the last 2 weeks, which is absolutely incredible for a guy that's so big.
Yeah.
He's one of the most
There's no
physically
excuse really for
guys.
that
Yeah, he's like
shooting.
bigger than LeBron James,
Yeah.
which is absurd. Yeah.
uh, let's go to the next game here. Golden State, second night of back to back. They lost to Utah last night, and obviously made a big trade, which we'll touch on a little bit later in the show. So missing players for this one, and 7.5
Can we
point.
can we quickly go back to the Houston one?
Yes.
Quickly, and check the lines for points for players. I just have an idea. Aaron Holiday under. If this is, uh, I don't think he plays. I don't think he plays at all. Like he started last game and played only 14 minutes. That was with Tari Eason out. He could be like in for 5 minutes, man.
Okay. Yeah. There's 7.5s out there. There's this 6.5.
Yeah, we have
Uh,
better price on 6.5 on 2 spots. I think.
yeah.
I think this is like a probably mistake line. I'll be like confident that this line shouldn't be there. Like
Okay,
maybe he starts again, but I don't see it. Even though he started last game, he had 0 points.
sure. Do you want to play
And he
this?
mostly only shoots threes, so even if he makes two threes, he should be good here. Uh, so when he's playing between like 8 and 16 minutes, which is like probably the most he can get, he's not touching the over on this line. Like he is over this line in 3 out of 21 games, and that's when he shot like yeah, against easy matchups like Pelicans and Portland at the time were terrible defense. Overall, he averaged 4 points. I think we are good, and he scores almost all of his points as a spot up, and Wolves don't allow spot up. So last game without Tari Eason in the rotation, he started and played only 14 minutes, scored 0 points, and then we had Reed Shepard having a great game. So I think they go back to Reed Shepard in the minutes this game. And yeah, I won't do one half unit because I don't know what the team is going to do. But in most cases, he should play like less than 15 minutes.
All right. So snappy one, but we got minus 121s widely available here for under 6.5 points. There's some minus 7.5s out there. Widely available if you can actually bet there. And not wide, but semi available if you can actually bet there. But minus 121 widely available, minus 128 available at FanDuel as well, which seemed like you're happy to take as well for Aaron
Wait,
Holiday.
wait, wait. Is there a just a second? Is there a points and assist line available
Yes.
on FanDuel?
Yes.
So, guys, if you miss out on points, you can bet under 9.5 points and assists as well.
So points is preferred, would you say?
I was what you get at bet.
Sorry,
Bet.
the points plus assist line is gone now at FanDuel.
Yeah, they'll realize that's a mistake probably.
Okay. So points still up at minus 128. Okay. No longer up. You had loads of time there. And it's also available elsewhere for this one.
Yeah,
But that is now down
is
to
what it
5.5.
is. Like these spots are like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays like last game he played only 4.5 minutes in the second half to start the fourth. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like two two he plays two like shifts of 5 minutes and get like up to 10 minutes in this game.
All right. So third official bet of the day. Drop a like if you guys are enjoying the show. Lots of picks coming your way today. Subscribe for more content just like it. We'll move to the next one. I teed it up. Golden State made a big trade yesterday, missing some guys. The Lakers made a sizable trade yesterday as well, which we'll talk about later. But in this game in particular, do you have anything to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, you can open the lines. We can just think about it. Let me just see them. I did check them before the game, but I'm just looking what moved, what's up there. So yeah, Austin Reeves moved from 22.5 to 21.5. We can go down there. Just looking at it. Let's see Golden State Warrior lines. Buddy Hield 14.5, Brandon Pojemski for 13.5. The thing with the Golden State Warrior tonight is they are very short-handed. So even though the Steve Kerr can pull up some guys to play like from G League, like he always do, the rotation should be mostly like Steph Curry, Brandon Pojemski, Buddy Hield, Quentin Post, Kevin Looney, Gary Payton, and Pat Spencer. So Steph Pajemski and Hill should be getting like 35 minutes, especially if Trey Jackson Davis and Moody are out and they are questionable. So this could be a blowout win for the Lakers tonight. Uh, I have Draymond Green as doubtful to play, and Jimmy Butler and Guish Santos are also doubtful. So yeah, I've got my money on Lakers -5.5 last night. I think it's 7.5 now. It was just crazy to see that line after the trade happened. I think they were real slow to react to like what will the rotation look like after that trade.
Yeah, lots to change. I mean, they coming off. I mean, a lot changed before their game against the Jazz. Um, so yeah, I can understand some difficulties here, and for both teams, there's a lot changing on the fly right now. So we can go to the next game. We have the Sacramento Kings against the Portland Trailblazers. Portland, wow. I mean, they just keep on rolling here. They have been fantastic as of late. 5 wins in a row, 9 wins in their last 10. It's probably that even better than that over if we extend the sample size, I think as well. But
Yeah,
5 wins in a row.
I need to dance on this one because I was praising them before the run. So sometimes I'm very wrong, but this one looked really good. And when you look at the last 15 games, I think last 12 games, the team that allows the least points in the league is Portland Trail Blazers. Their defense is legit somehow, even with Aiton playing at the five, which is surprise even for me. But the part of Avdia, Grant, and Kamara like a really good defensive team. I don't know what was going on earlier this season. They had the tools, they just couldn't figure it out, and now they are playing really well. So I'm winning the games with defense.
Do you think they can keep this going throughout the season? How far
Yeah,
can this go?
if they are healthy, yeah. But they have a lot of guys that have health issues on this team. Uh, I actually think because not in defense is not unsustainable. If you are winning by defense, that's what we think. What we saw with Orlando Magic. They're winning with defense. Guys out. The roster were terrible. They kept winning because the defense is the one thing you can trust all entire season. When you like that's the same thing with the Rockets. Like our offense is not even like I would say our offense is not even like average. Look, we are probably like below average offense, like 17, 18, 20 spot in the league on the offense. We win and our offense looks better because we scored through transition after good defense. Our half court offense is terrible, and that's I think the thing with the Portland Trail Blazers. But they are huge, and they have guys that can play great defense, so it gets easier. Like I think the future of NBA is like uh, huge guys on wings. I mean that's obvious, but great defense that can switch a lot and that could put the pressure on the ball, and then less and less half court offense, like just running and creating turnovers and getting rebounds and running real fast and high pace teams. Good defense and high pace always ends up in wins. That's how like like some era of Raptors. You guys are winning only by like winning the possession battle and pushing the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah.
So I think that's the where the league is. When you look at the top defensive teams in the league, it's Houston doing this the exact same. Or Thunder, not huge team, but they are having putting ton of pressure on the ball and winning off turnovers mostly. That's how they have the best defense. Orlando Magic, also the same, like just putting pressure, huge size, switchable defense, and Boston Celtics are doing the same kind of. So yeah, I think that's uh, big. Big teams with switchable defenders. That's like most of the teams in top 10 on defense.
Is there any bets for this game, or should we go to the last game here?
We can go to the last game. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, we need to apologize. Last game here is the Indiana Pacers at 5.5 point underdogs against the Clippers, who is not who's not playing tonight? Because Clippers have been playing well. Oh, this is weird.
The
Is this
loss,
not
the
weird?
blowout loss against the Los Angeles Lakers kind of surprised everyone, and now it's like 5.5 line.
Oh, wait. The Lakers blew out the Clippers.
Yep.
The Clippers are. I'm not getting something here.
Yeah,
Clippers
yeah.
are five
We
and a half
talked
point
on the show,
favorites.
and we skipped that game because we said like Clippers will blow out the
Yeah,
Lakers.
I know.
Clippers
I
lost
remember.
by 25.
The Clippers are 5.5 point favorites against the Pacers here. I know it's in LA. What am I missing here? This is a surprising line to me.
Yep, I do think they cover. One of
Yeah.
the one of the most surprising stuff is Clippers Lakers. Lakers had like like 100 defensive rating in that game, and they played one of the best defensive games of the season against the Clippers. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I don't know what to even think about Lakers. New projected starting lineup looks like 5 terrible defensive players, and they could still be good on defense. I don't know how, but yeah. For this game, what's the line for Kawhi?
Points?
Yep.
18 and a half.
Yeah. Let me just check if there are any 17s.
Yeah. No. Well, heavier juice 17. Not like not super available.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. That's fair. I just wanted to check there are 17s out there. It was on. I think it was like 17 and a half on FanDuel recently.
Mm.
But doesn't matter. We already have 3 bets. I think we are kind of fine. Yeah.
Okay. That will do it for the run through the slate here. Let's have a look towards the trades that went down yesterday. We'll start. We start with the Raptors. We'll get things started with the Brandon Ingram trade that went down. Raptors traded Bruce Brown, who is on a $23 million expiring contract, Kelly Olynyk on a $26 million contract over 2 years, including this year and next year, so about $13 million next year, and a Indiana 2026 first round pick, and then Toronto sent their own 2031 second round pick. Pips, I don't think you were awake for this one, but first thoughts on the trade when you woke up to it.
On the Ingram one, I already spoke my mind on it on the show. I actually think we talk on the show about it. You said you like the fit. I actually don't. Like fit wise, next to Barnes, I don't care about anyone on the team except Barnes for the future, and I don't see the fit with Barnes. Honestly, it's not terrible, but it's not great at all.
Yeah, I
But
wouldn't say I like it, but it's not horrible.
yeah, I don't like it. I'll say like I don't like the
Sure,
fit
sure.
Ingram there. I do like it with Quickly, kind of. I don't like it with Barnes.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like it with Barnes is you have 2 wings creators who are not shooters, both of them.
Yeah.
And kind of, especially with Ingram, not much rim pressure. He's settling for mid ranges. That's what Barnes is doing this season. So the fit is not great for me.
Yeah.
But Ingram is a great player overall, and you got him for cheap, and he's still relatively 27 years old. Like that's prime years. So
Yeah.
I
The
think
Raptors
that's
traded like really nothing
I
to
will
get
say
him.
I will say Ingram went from 3.8 threes a game to 6.4 this season, and the efficiency remained the same. So there is maybe something to it. Like this was like the highest 3-point volume of his career this season, and 6.4 threes a game is a good volume for a wing. So if he can maintain kind that then I may be wrong.
Right.
But overall, when you look at the throughout the career, that doesn't look great.
I
But
think,
yeah, you got him for cheap.
yeah, that's the thing. They gave up Bruce Brown's expiring. Kelly Olynyk was a bad asset. Like that's contracts off the books now. You don't have to pay that next year. You gave away basically a first, and a first for Pacers next year is probably going to be 18 to 25 in the first round. So it's really hard to get talent in the door, especially in Toronto. So when you have a chance to get a player that's this good for this cheap, I think it makes sense to do. So I like this. More work needs to be done. I agree. Barnes, Barrett, and Ingram is a bit gross as a trio. I wouldn't say no threes, inefficient no threes. He's extraordinarily efficient in mid range. Like he's efficient enough in mid range to be a mid range shooter, and I don't like the mid range shot. He does take threes decently efficiently, but it's just can he continue to kind of scale that up? I think with a more like structured environment, I think there's a chance he can continue to get better. But overall, they didn't give away much. I like the deal.
Barrett needs to go now.
Barrett needs to get traded. Yes,
Yeah.
maybe not today, but in the summer for sure. Like the Raptors can't afford all these contracts.
Yeah, not just not affording. Like you can have Barnes, Ingram, and Barrett.
No.
That's probably the worst three in the league.
Yeah.
To have together. You need three and D at the shooting guard.
It's bad timing for a good trade. I think so. It's when you kind of had to do.
Yeah. And Barrett kind of looked decent this season, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe someone takes a gamble on him again after this. But overall, like you need to get rid of him. If you start the next season with all these guys on the team, you will be in a tanking mode again.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think worse. There'll be a play-in team. They won't be taking.
Also,
be
this is
Bulls.
terrible for Grady Dick as well. He doesn't have room with these guys because he's so awful on defense that you can have Ingram and Grady Dick playing 2 and 3 on your team. It sucks.
Yeah, more structuring needs to be done to this team for sure. But I'm supportive of the move here because they got a good player for not much.
Yeah. Cheap shot at Ingram.
Yeah,
buying low.
Buy low. Next up, we'll talk the Jimmy Butler trade. Jimmy Butler goes to the Warriors, signs a mega contract, and then the Miami Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and I think they got a first as well alongside that, if I'm not mistaken. This is top of my head.
First and swap.
First and a swap with Wiggins and Kyle Anderson.
And Kyle Anderson. It was someone. It was three players. Kyle Anderson, Wiggins, and someone else.
Let me find. We'll go back to it. In this trade as well, Dennis Schroeder ended up on the Utah Jazz.
Schroeder.
He ended up on the Jazz. I don't think he will stay in Utah. Poor guy, just getting passed around the last couple of years. Anyways,
for like 1 month of the season.
Jimmy Butler. What do you think of his fit in Golden State?
It fits without Draymond Green. With Draymond Green, it doesn't fit. You have two non-shooters.
Steph Curry literally said in a press conference that the team shouldn't make this type of trade, and they did. And then they paid Jimmy $121 million for the next 2 years.
I think you have a decent tweet about this one. I don't know if you've seen it. Last night for Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Curry being combined for 110 years old and being paid 150 millions.
Yeah, it's way too much. That extension does stink. And I agree, it doesn't really like how much better are Golden State because of this trade? They're probably better, but like how much better? Like they're the 11 seed right now. I don't think this puts them above the 9 seed.
Yeah. But I don't know what they are going to do next season as well. Like you can improve with those $260 million contracts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I honestly have no idea what they're going to do.
I don't like it. I think Miami, all things considered, like they had to trade
Did they?
him. They got decent return.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler is not worth $60 million.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't even
Uh,
want to go, but then
Watching
he
the
saw that
trade,
extension.
when
It
I
was
seen the
like,
trade,
okay,
I was like, okay, this is not terrible. Like, this is a decent trade for Golden State Warriors. They didn't give much for Butler,
right.
but then you sent that contract, and I was like, yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah. Agreed there. I think chat agrees with us there as well.
We haven't
Fine.
seen entire this trade window. We haven't seen overpaid. Like it's all buying, all trade that happened were like cheap stuff.
Oh, well, you could argue that Mavericks overpaid for for Luka
Yeah,
Doncic
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
for
But I mean,
Anthony
we're
Davis, but
looking from the Lakers' perspective, of
yeah,
course. Like they, then yeah, Fox was cheap one. Butler was not something crazy. Like the return is decent. Ingram went for like nothing. Like these guys are getting Lavine got traded by for nothing. Like these guys are moving. Good players are getting moved for like nothing. No capital.
yeah. The big contracts, I mean, they're just hard to trade. Oh, they're not hard. I mean, so many players are getting traded. They're just not super valuable for teams to have. Yet Jimmy Butler gets that humongous contract. So, a bit of a strange one. Let's go
And
to the last one here.
yeah, that's that one.
Mark
But
Williams ends up on the Lakers. Lakers have
I
to give
don't
up.
understand that at all. I tweeted about it and I didn't get a single response that made sense.
So Dalton
Uh,
Connect ends up on the Charlotte Hornets along with the 2031 first round pick the Lakers have been saving. Also a 2030 pick swap and Cam Reddish, which doesn't matter. But Mark Williams on the Lakers. Yeah, I looked at it from the Lakers perspective. I think it's quite a lot to give up for Mark Williams. I like the fit, but I still think it's a slight overpay. I didn't think about it from Charlotte's perspective, which you just brought up here. What? Why? Like this is such a great player to pair with LaMelo and Brandon Miller. Why would you trade him?
he's younger than Lamelo.
Yeah, he's also younger than
He's
Dalton
like
Connect, but
that's one of the things when you are building stuff. Like you are looking like long term. How does this guy fit?
yeah,
And there is no guy that's 22, 23 years old that fits better with Lamelo and Brandon Miller.
yeah,
Like he is a perfect pick and roll partner for Lamelo and Brandon Miller. He
yeah,
has absurd size for this team. He is a great player. He's also like potential is not even touched. Like he can do so much better than he's doing currently. Like he is playing on fucking Hornets, and he's got some questionable stuff of defense. Like people are saying, "Oh, Vucevic put 40 on him." Yeah, he defended Vucevic in single coverage. Like if any other big try that in this league, Vucevic will put the numbers. Like when you get the guy shoot mid range entire game and posting up on you, he'll put the numbers. Like he is not great on defense, but he's not terrible either. Because they just let him do everything by himself. Uh, so I think that's a bit overblown, and he's playing defense on the Hornets.
that's true. I
That
mean, a
needs
lot of the
to be
Lakers have a lot to offer defensively, either though.
yeah. So he'll be, but the coach, I would say like JJ is doing a good job on coaching wise. I think he'll make a good scheme for Mark Williams here. The only concern I can see is health,
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah,
And but yeah, I still don't get it for Hornets. Like Dalton Connect and Cam Reddish are G League players. Dalton Connect may be the most overrated player because he had like 2 weeks around when he made every shot, and then he got out of the rotation in like a month later, out of rotation on the Lakers, who were kind of fighting for their life fighting for like playing spot, like almost at the time, and Dalton Knecht was out of rotation, and people are saying like he's some kind of great, like people don't realize that Dalton Knecht is older than Mark Williams.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. This trade makes zero sense for the Hornets. Uh, I don't see it. Of course, it's a great deal for the Lakers. I don't think. I would probably go with Kessler, but I think they said they are asking for two first rounders, so that's a reach. So I don't know.
Uh, we'll move on to our Q&A now. We gotta rip through this a little bit. So, quick word from I'm only going through the questions that are already asked in the chat. But Tragic Bronson asked about Conley under 5.5 assists at -115.
Yeah, let me take a look at this. I think the win rate is not important for this one because he's now suddenly playing like bigger minutes. Like so he's playing like 26 or more minutes, and there is no Randall. So last two without Randall, he had 12 potential assists in both and ended up with 9 assists. Of course, I will say Houston Rockets are terrible matchup for assists. He only had 2 assists against them, but Randall was playing, Dr. DiVincenzo was playing. Now it's mostly the ball in Mike Conley hands. But I will still lean under on this because yeah, he got 9 assists in 2 games, but that's against the teams that like assist. That's Kings and the Bulls. He didn't cover against the Wizards, barely covered or against the Suns, didn't cover against the Hawks and Denver, who allow second and mostly assist in the league. So yeah, I would lean under. Yeah, I will lean under on this.
Naz Reid over 4.5 first quarter points, -114.
Let me just see how many minutes he plays in the first. Now that rotation changed. Last 2 games he got 8 and 12 minutes. I'm not happy with 8 minutes. I'll be honest. And the 12 minutes came because he couldn't miss. I think that's not normal rotation. Normal rotation should be like 8 minutes probably in the first quarter. So when but looking at 8+ minutes is kind of skew data because he played a ton of minutes because he was playing good in the first quarter. If you kind of get what I'm trying to say,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah. So when you put 8+, you exclude all the games when he didn't play it well, and you get the skew data. So I think the matchup for him is decent because they do single coverage and he has some size advantages at our players at the 4. So they probably put Dylan Brooks on Reed and even on Edwards. Tough one for Nasri then. Tough one for Nasri then. When we look at when he's playing 6 to 8 minutes, he is not covering this enough. But of course, it's very different now that there is no Randall and Dante DiVincenzo. And against the Houston, he played 2 games and had 5 in 6 minutes and 2 points in 5 minutes. I do lean over, but I don't think it's that great as the numbers look last 2 games.
Kyrie Irving over 24.5 points, -125.
Hmm. Mm, maybe I do like this. Maybe I do like this. Lean over on my side. It's that just sucks that he didn't cover last couple of days. They played like week ago and he didn't cover. They could double him as they did with some other guys. So, but yeah, it's tough to defend Kyrie. I hope AD is playing actually for this one. Probably helps him get better looks.
Sabonis under 18.5 points, -115.
Um, don't understand this one. Think Sabonis is a okay spot actually. He this earlier this season he scored 16 and 21, but yeah, he scored over again with threes, 2 from 3, 1 for 2. So yeah, I don't know. His assist actually looked like decent stuff, but let me just check the usage in the first game with Zach Lavine. Usage was 22%. That's actually bigger than I expected. Him with 18 to 24% usage on this line. this season with 32 plus minutes. I think this line is set well. I think this should be 18.5. There is a switch, and it's not like Aiton is great on defense. So, uh, yeah, that's it.
We got three more betting questions here. Anthony Edwards under 29.5.
Nope.
Not this one. No, not this. Okay, not this one.
Difficult matchup against the like one-on-one, but he's getting single coverage and he can put numbers by like shooting 30 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
MPJ over 17.5 points, minus 122.
A great form lately, but he put the numbers on worst defense of the league, and now he plays a team that don't allow spot up, don't allow threes, don't allow mid-range stuff. Probably gets Franz Wagner matchup. That's horrible for him. Yeah, that's it. No go.
Amen Thompson over 15.5 points, minus 120.
Eamon usually goes off when team doubles Şengün on the cuts. If they get Şengün single coverage, this will be cooked from the start. Also, they are kind of okay in transitions. Also, it makes life difficult. He scores most of his points in the paint, and Gobert is orchestrating there. Well, the only thing I can see is like he has like a step on Nazarid. Like he's much quicker. So that could be like one small edge for this being over. 15.5 is like a low line for the team without Fred VanVleet and him playing 40 plus minutes. Like Evan Thompson is playing 40 plus minutes every single night. So he could get there by like just playing so many minutes. So yeah, difficult matchup, but the line is a bit adjusted. So I think like it's okay to bet over, but not sound great like edge.
Last question, pretty open. I wish you had a bit more time for one like this, but Roman asked about your recommendations for European bettors that don't have access to all books. Only has access to one account because in the country there's not access to these books, only local ones that aren't very good. For example, if Şengün is 19.5, minus 115 somewhere, and then minus 140 at the book that they have access to, would you recommend combining that 140 with other things like a Jalen Green 10 plus points? Like, what was your recommendation there? Because obviously you've experienced the same things.
Move country.
Move.
I will just say like this is the worst comment possible. I will never in my life move country.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's maybe this is a joke, but when I said that on the Twitter like few months ago, people are legit saying like move the country. Like I'm not saying this is like I understand this is a joke, probably comment.
It's in quotations. It's a joke.
Yeah. But
maybe referencing that what happened to you.
So many times I've heard that, and it's different from you, like
fair enough
for Canadians, but from for Americans, like they usually do that. Like it's like they just move to a state that has better offers, and I've heard that a lot of times, and it makes sense sometimes. But I will never move like for Croatia, for betting wise. Like no way. Like I would rather change the work I do, or like the job, I will say.
So
rather change the job and then move the country. Like so.
Nope. So what do you recommend for people living in Europe?
There is a comment in there that's kind of, but I myself am betting on offshore.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough because it's sharp. But it's closest to FanDuel, I will say. Like FanDuel is the number one, and offshore is the closest second, I will say. That's just my experience, and yeah, I won't advise other stuff because I can't say it on the show, guys.
Good answer. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. It's obviously difficult there, but move is what people say online. No, you don't have to move. There are ways around it. In some ways there. Pips does it, so you can do it as well. Last thing we'll do, the official picks recap on the show. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button. We have Derek White over 14.5 points. minus 120. Alperen Şengün over 19.5 points, minus 115. Aaron Holiday, we got under 6.5 points, minus 121. That'll do it for the show. Rare self promo here. I'm going to be live on my own personal channel at 1:30 to cover the trade deadline. If you guys want to come hang out and talk about the trades, it's Amateur Sports on YouTube. Just type in Amateur on YouTube and the channel should come up for you there. And yeah, hopefully you join me at 1:30, but hopefully you join us tomorrow on Pick and Roll to end off the week. We'll have a good Friday slate to work with, hopefully celebrating winning day today. We will see you guys then.